It's playtime. Hi guys. I tried to do Jigsaw. It looks like a bit of a rip-off Joker. But we're going to be chatting about Child's Play 2. And we thought we would dress up spookily tonight. But as I say, I tried. So let me add our special guests in. Let me see who I've... Someone's going to come on the screen, I'm sure. Right, let me have a little look. Right, just add in. So we're going to be chatting about Child's Play 2. Hello. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. No, stop, Josh. Move. Oh my gosh, I'm actually going to have nightmares. You look amazing.
Oh, you look pretty awesome yourself. Look at that.
Oh, thank you. I went and showed Corey and he said I look like a rip-off Joker, so I'll go with it.
I love it.
Dear. Oh, thank you. Is that Emma? Hang on. Emma? Oh!
Hi,
Emma,
I'm Chucky.
you look... Oh my gosh, Emma, that's so scary.
Oh,
Kasha! Can you hear us, Kasha?
Yes.
hi.
Yay! It's Wednesday,
You guys look
Kasha.
amazing.
So do you. Oh my gosh,
Your
Emma, look at you.
stitches.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And
Oh,
Kasha
and have we got Wednesday?
Wednesday
Yes.
with Kasha, yeah.
Annabelle
Annabelle.
and Jigsaw.
Meant to be Jigsaw, but Corey's just said I look like a rip-off Joker. So, you know, half.
It's a Billy the Puppet.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think it looks
Oh my-
good, so I don't know.
Oh, everyone's
I think
saying
it
we
looks
all
good.
look good. Oh, thank you. We're trying. Oh dear, I don't know how I'm going to get all this off. I've put so much white on my face. Oh, Josh.
My
Look.
cat is very confused right now.
I love your plaits,
Cat's
Josh.
Mine's
Oh,
are getting used to this, so my cats are like, yeah, regular Wednesday here, like regular
That's
day.
normal.
You've got the perfect hair for it though, Kasha. Like your hair is
Yeah.
gorgeous, so you've got the perfect hair for it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's easy for me.
Oh, and you've got the
Yeah.
Chucky dolls behind
Yeah,
you
have
as well.
Oh,
with some of my collectibles
yay.
here. This is the second movie in media book, and I have here some collectibles and over there.
Oh
So
wow.
cool.
That's so
I
cool.
love
I'm going to
it.
keep an eye on that just to make sure it doesn't move.
Yeah.
If that moves, if
Thumbs
that
up
moves
behind
while
her.
we're on this chat, yeah. Oh my gosh, Emma's got the knife as well. Oh dear, I'm gonna have absolute nightmares. Everyone's saying we look frighteningly good and we're killing it with our costumes. We tried. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I just saw myself smiling then, and I thought, oh,
Wanna play a game?
wanna play. So tonight we're going to be talking about Child's Play 2. So with us we've got the brilliant Josh dressed as Annabelle. Oh, it's so scary. Emma dressed as actual Chucky. Yeah. And the brilliant Kasha, our special guest, dressed as Wednesday. Woohoo! And she's going to go do the dance soon, aren't you, Kasha? No.
Oh,
Don't but it's in a different dress. I've been looking into getting that dress actually, like if I can get the costume, because I really love the dress that she wears.
It's amazing.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, I could see you in that dress as well. That would be amazing. That would. So thank you for joining us. Child's Play 2 directly follows on from the first film in the franchise, and essentially is about while Andy's mother is admitted into a psychiatric hospital, the young boy Andy is placed into foster care, and Chucky comes back and is determined to claim Andy's soul, and he's always on Andy's trail the whole way through the film. The original Child's Play film was released on November the 9th, 1988, and Child's Play 2 was released on the second anniversary of the film in 1990. which I thought was pretty cool, actually, that they kept that going. And it was obviously more darker than the original. And Child's Play 2 is kind of the first in the series to incorporate more of like a comedic approach than the first one, and maybe a bit more of a violent tone, which I thought was awesome. And the film spawned 7 sequels, or 6 sequels, if you know what I mean. A television series, a remake, comic books, a video game, and lots of merchandise, as shown behind Kasha. And the first, second, and fourth films were box office successes, with all the films earning over 182 million worldwide. And something that I thought was pretty cool was to promote Child's Play 2, fans could call a telephone number and speak with actual Chucky. And he would tell a story, play a game, or call back later with a special message. That would happen to me. Yeah. And it cost them like $2 for the first minute, and then $1 for each additional minute. But you can still see the telephone number online, and I was like, I wonder if it's... But I didn't try it. I was too scared.
Did you do it?
No.
I wonder if it's
I would have.
phone number.
Oh gosh, can you imagine? I'd get the call back, like probably like when I'm at work or something. It would like freak me out. But I thought that was pretty cool that they did that at the time. Yeah, I wouldn't have done
Pre-internet.
it. Yeah, pre-internet, phone the number.
Yeah.
So was Child's Play 2 a first time watch for you, or what were your memories of first seeing it, Josh?
It wasn't the first time watch, but it's been a long time since I have seen it. I think it's one that I watched when they used to show them on Sky Movies when I was a teenager. So I think I probably caught up with the whole series on Sky. I just remember absolutely loving it right from the opening credits where Chucky gets, built back up again by the company. Just love it. All the way through to that like warehouse finale. I just think it's like such a fun sequel. Like you said, it really introduced a lot of humor. I think the first film is sort of like, it hasn't got as much rewatchability value to it, because you spend the whole film waiting for Chucky to do something, whereas with the sequel he's immediately like, hey fuckers, he's just there.
He's more angry in the second film, isn't
so
he? It's so annoying.
And he's running out of time, He's running out of time.
That's
Time limit, tick tick. How about you, Kasha? It's not your first time watch,
No.
I know, but what are your memories of first watching it back in the day, or whenever you first watched it?
Yeah. So I watched it also when I was a teenager, and I loved it, but because I actually like dolls, like for me it wasn't creepy, for me it was just fun.
Yeah.
And I liked part 2 more because it had more kills and it was more bloody. So part 2 has 8 kills, 2 more than the first one, 5 men, 3 women. And because the movie is 84 minutes, which is the shortest in the franchise, it means every death happens in about 10.38 seconds.
Wow!
Like 10 minutes and 38 seconds. So I think that's why I'll enjoy this one a lot, because it gives me what I need, like with the pacing, it's like, here. And I'm like, yes, keep giving. It's like, it's a gift that keeps on giving, this movie, to the end, So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, I love that you had all those like little facts on how many deaths per minute as well. I never quite looked at it like that, but now I'm like, oh yes, I like that. How about you, Emma? What's your memories of first seeing it? I know you and Kasha both said it was like one of your favourites in the franchise, but what are your memories?
I think if I remember rightly, I'm going back a ways now. I binged it in my teens with my friends that I used to binge everything at Blockbuster with. Like we used to go down and I think 3 were out by then. Like I think we had possibly, I can't remember, but because the third one I remember vividly was military, and Andy was much older. And so I remember binging it with them. But my most vivid memory of watching it was watching it with my first boyfriend, and he was terrified of it, absolutely scared. And I had, when I was about 7, I got this doll called Cricket, and she had an American accent. She go, "Hi, my name's Cricket. Let's play a game." And her mouth moved and her eyes moved. And I still had her when I was like 15, this was, and we'd watched that, and he refused to go in my room until I put the cricket doll in the wardrobe and shut it away. It's like, I can't even look at it. I was like, it's so frightening. So yeah, so it is by far my favourite for the same reasons that everyone else has said, you know, that from start to finish, that opening credits is amazing, and then the finale, and it's just boom, boom, boom all the way through. More comedy, more gore, amazing.
Yeah, I think this, when I haven't rewatched this since I was probably, let's say 9 or 10. I probably first saw it, maybe 10, and so it was really nostalgic to rewatch it, just because my memories of it are just of my poor brother, who gets a bad rap on all of these chats, hiding under my like beds and just going like on the back of the heels of our feet all the time, and like jumping out, and then he'd like run off going like and just run away, honestly.
Your brother is quality.
If he was on here now, he'd be like, yeah, I terrorized them good. Like, so my memories are being really, really fearful of actually watching Chucky, just because my brother scared me that much whilst we watched it when he was younger. So a lot of the film I didn't quite fully remember. I just remembered like some scenes, like most of the deaths, because obviously my brother obviously tried to replay those quite often. But yeah, so it was quite a nostalgic trip for me, and just remembering those moments of when we were little and me crying a lot in terror. So yeah, I know he's got a lot to answer for, my brother, my nan and my brother. Between them,
now look at you.
I know. Now look at me.
Emotional damage.
No, I know, that's it. Yeah. But yes, so the character of Chucky was originally born out of a simple notion that dolls are in fact quite scary. Maybe. And the mid-80s was the time of like the Cabbage Patch Kid, and I always remember, yeah, and cricket, yeah, the famous cricket. And obviously something I do remember from the time is like reports on the news about parents like fighting in toy shops over these like Cabbage Patch dolls and Ninja Turtles and stuff like that at the time. Yep. So yeah, so I just remember that quite vividly, and I always remember thinking like a creepy doll is it does scare me personally. So what do you think is creepy? Why do people find dolls creepy? Or are they just like a walk in the park for you? Emma, you had a cricket.
Yeah, I think it's because it kind of looks like a little toddler, so it looks like it could be real, and so you always think, is that gonna actually come to life? I mean, Toy Story didn't make it any better, did it? When that come out. But I always thought when I was a kid that maybe my stuffed animals and my my soft toys and my dolls might be alive, and so I felt sorry for them, thought they were cold all the time, so I would put them all in my bed, like literally smother myself with every teddy I had all around my bed, because they might get cold, and my parents forever coming in, taking them out and putting them back on the shelf or putting them back in the wardrobe. But I think it's that thing of is there something in there? Could it be alive? You know, that's what makes it a bit creepy. That it looks, they make it look so much like a small child.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Josh? Do you find dolls scary, or is it just a walk in the park?
I think it has to be a certain kind of doll. Like I remember staying at my aunt's house a few years ago, and she had these sort of like Victorian era sort of little dolls in dresses, and then sitting on the bedside cabinet next to me when I was trying to go to sleep, and I just had to turn them around to face the wall because I thought I can't sleep with them watching me. Like I couldn't do that. Haunted, like maybe there's like the soul of a dead child in there, or yeah. So like regular dolls, no, but definitely those creepy old historic sort of things, yeah. But they are seriously creepy.
Yeah. Ooh, that just gives me the creeps just thinking about it. How about you, Kasha? You already said you're not scared, you like dolls and things, so it's just a walk in the park. You like it.
Yeah, I think it's because I had a bedroom and I had 2 beds, in the bedroom, even though it was just for me. But one bed was full of dolls and plushies, and so I slept there every day, you know. So like, and I got like porcelain dolls from my grandma, and I've always seen them around, and I've always went to bed with them in the other bed. So
Yeah. So yeah, so just
I guess
used
you
to
know,
it.
yeah.
They're your friends.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I like it, but it doesn't like scare me. Like I know some people cannot absolutely not watch anything with dolls, but I get it, you know, because dolls can have really creepy eyes, or you know, like old paintings that they were painted in a way that the eyes would move with you as you were walking in the room. The dolls have the same kind of feeling, and some people feel like they're watching you at every
Yeah.
angle. So like I get it, you know, like I understand the where the fear comes from.
Yeah, I think I am a little bit scared of dolls, but that just comes from again when I
Not
was
your brother.
younger, and yeah, and my nan. I always tell this story, but my nan had brought me a clown that looked exactly like the one out of Poltergeist. Yay! I can never say it. But yeah, so she brought me that clown. And it looked exactly the same, and obviously then my brother's like, "Oh, he's gonna get you," and stuff like that. So anything like that, and it's funny as well, Kasha, how you just mentioned about like pictures and stuff, because we used to have like a picture. I don't think we had it up in the house because my mum wouldn't have it up in the house, but there was like this girl in like a red nightdress holding like a teddy, and she had like blonde hair, and I always used to say it used to watch us. So I think my mum like said it was like a haunted picture or something and put it in the garage or something like that. So yeah. Yeah. So just things like that. I don't like things that I think are watching me move around the room. No
Yeah,
way.
we all have phones in our houses and TV, smart TVs. They're all watching us.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That is, yeah. It's just in a different way, isn't it? Sharon put, I remember calling that Chucky number I mentioned earlier, drunk one night in New York. Tell us what it said, Sharon.
Oh my goodness, yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and Sharon said agreed that she loved the amount of deaths in this one. So there was more death. Eddie put, the first Chucky movie I saw was The Bride of Chucky in 1998, and because of that they were playing Chucky 1 and 2 on cable non-stop, so thankful my dad was stealing cable from our neighbours at the time.
Oops.
He's put, I don't condone stealing cable though, he's put. And Karen's put, yeah, it's like the glass eyes that follow you in the dolls. Yeah.
But
don't judge.
then you're never alone, you know?
Well, I know, but I want to be alone with something cuddly. Emma's put, sorry, not Emma. You're Emma. You're Chucky today. But yeah.
I'm not Emma.
Melina's put,
Chucky, yeah.
Melina's put, Emma, I was convinced my cuddly toys and dolls were alive.
Oh yeah, me too.
I personally believe that I had a toy, I still have him, a toy seal, and
I had a
he
toy
definitely
seal.
was alive when I was a kid, for sure. Like, you could just see what he was thinking.
Oh, my seal was called
interesting.
Sammy Seal. Sammy the Seal.
Whoa, mine was called Seal, but if people asked me what he was called, I would say Sam, because I thought
No
I'd make up a name.
Definitely haunted.
Weird.
I've still got Sammy Seal. Oh God, I'm gonna have to hide him now.
He looks a bit burly.
He's lost an eye, actually.
Did he
My Sammy
whisper
Seal.
evil things to you, Josh? Did he whisper evil things?
He was like, don't let your feet come out of the bed at night.
Oh, not like fires.
Yeah.
Oh, Sharon's put, porcelain dolls are creepy. My nan had them on shelves all around the bedroom. I used to talk to them. Did they talk back?
Yeah.
No, that's the thing.
Does anyone remember those dolls that used to go over the toilet paper?
Yeah.
Like they had a little skirt.
Oh, yeah.
My great grandmother had one, and it went over the toilet paper. Why? And it was just a doll in the middle with a skirt over the loo roll.
Yeah, I remember
I don't.
those.
Aren't they
Yeah, I think.
weird?
Oh,
No?
Kasha does. You missed out, Kasha.
You were lucky. They were creepy.
They were.
I guess it's time to go to eBay tonight.
Yeah.
Toilet roll doll.
Yeah. Oh, they were.
They sell like hunted dolls on eBay. You can buy them. People claim they're hunted, so could be an experiment.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh,
I would not
dear.
get one.
No. Oh, cause yeah. Can you just? Oh no. Oh, I've actually got goosebumps then, Kasha.
I couldn't have it in my house.
No. So we was talking about like the deaths in this sequel. So did you have a favourite death, Kasha? Did you have a favourite death? Which one?
The factory technician.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's just chef's kiss. It's beautiful. It's just
The eyes.
Yeah, that's the one.
And you can see. You can see
You know where
coming.
things are going. You know where it's going, and you're just waiting for the.
Oh, yeah,
it's fantastic.
Oh.
I love it. Love it.
How about you, Emma? Did you have a favourite death scene?
Yeah, I like the school teacher's death because it was so stupid. There's no way you could kill him with a ruler. And like, what was that? A bicycle pump? Like, stop. So yeah, bicycle pump to the chest and then a ruler. Whack, whack, whack. You know, half the kids from the 60s would be dead because of a smack with a ruler, weren't they, at school?
It was.
Yeah, so I like that one.
That was. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, she didn't even try to fight back, did she? She was just like, fight for your life.
Yeah, that was cool, and she did kind of deserve it. Like, she actually was too stupid to live as well, because she's the one who locked that cupboard inside the classroom.
Yeah.
But and then she locked Andy in the classroom. But when she came in and she thought Andy was in the wardrobe, how did she think he got in there? Because she locked it. Too stupid to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you, Josh? Did you have a favourite death?
I think the eyeballs was my favourite. Absolutely. But the thing that I noticed was that pretty much all of the deaths had like a real comedy element to them, apart from poor Jenny Agutter, who was just like killed by the sewing machine. That was actually quite horrible. And then the dad falling and breaking his neck, like that was really quite horrible as well.
He deserved it.
Well, I mean, he was a bit, wasn't he? But it's just interesting that the foster parents are the ones who had genuinely horrible deaths, but everybody else was actually, even the
squirt gun.
The social worker.
Yeah, the social worker. Even she got the photocopier as like a bit of a punch.
Because it was all related to things they did.
Yeah.
The factory mechanic got the eyes. The teacher got the ruler. The stepfather fell down the stairs where he threw Chucky.
Yeah.
It's all related. The social worker at her workplace in the photocopy machine. So they all got what they deserve related to what they've done or what they've, yeah.
Yeah, I never thought
That's
about
right.
that.
That's a good observation.
Yeah. See, Chucky was actually quite more clever than what we thought. Yeah, very smart.
It took inspiration from what he saw.
It's art.
Oh, and I said to my husband, because I loved the Jenny Agutter death scene with the sewing machine, because I just was like, when she was sewing earlier on, I thought, because I didn't quite remember what had happened there, I was like, got a funny feeling we're going to see that sewing machine again. But funny enough, I did actually make Kev laugh. I said, blimey, this is the first horror film I've seen Jenny Agutter with all her clothes on the whole way through.
Oh no.
That's true.
It's so true. Like every time I see her in a horror, like she's like always naked. But I was like, oh, this is a pleasant surprise.
Now she's a
I do love her. I do love that. Yeah, I do. I really do love her.
Was she doing an American accent? Was she not doing an American accent?
I don't
know.
Half.
Yeah.
She was.
She did a bit and then kind of didn't for a while as well.
Yeah, she just gave up. But she's Jenny Agutter, so she can kind of do what she wants. Oh, so other than like our favourite death, so that was my favourite. Oh, I told you my favourite death. I also liked the foster dad getting killed, because I was like, yeah, he actually deserved that. So I was happy with that one. So other than our favourite death scenes, did you have like a favourite other scene, non-death related?
Oh,
Josh?
gold. Um, non-death related. I mean, no.
So
all
just
all
all
the
the
best
death
stuff was the death.
scenes.
I loved when they went into the warehouse and you suddenly see thousands
Oh
and thousands
yeah,
of good guy doll boxes.
yeah.
Um, and that's when you kind of go, oh shit, like this one has a much bigger budget surely than the first film, because
Mm,
it's the animatronics are
Yeah.
better, and then they have this enormous warehouse with all these props. They've
mm,
designed all this whole sort of structure, all the different parts of the machine to build the doll.
yeah,
Really
yeah.
cool.
And that scene when they're running around the dolls and they can't kind of find their way out, it gave me like the Shining vibes
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. I was like, oh, I kind of like this that they can't get out.
Although it's like, who stacked them like that? To like have a dead end at the end.
Did they get lost while they're stacking them? They were like,
Yeah.
oh no, I can't find my way out.
It is a reference to The Shining,
Oh,
according
is
to what
it?
I've read.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
There you go, Shelley.
oh, I'm clever for once, yay! No, oh, okay. Just give me those vibes, like when they was running around, like, I was like, oh, it feels like The Shining. How about you, Kasha? Did you have like a favourite scene that wasn't a death scene? Was there anything?
I really like the opening and the ending as well, because I like to see how the dolls are being made and how the
Yeah.
whole production and everything is done. I just love the last 15 minutes of the movie are my favorites,
Mm.
because so much happens and it's just so much fun to see the dolls going through production and stuff. And the director said that he had planned this to be a Christmas movie, so they needed to have a lot of boxes and dolls because they were getting ready for Christmas. But then they ended up scrapping the Christmas idea, and they had all of these like warehouse with dolls in the place store, so they had to, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
But I love to
cool.
see that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, okay. Oh, I would have liked a Christmas Chucky, I think. Good. I
Yeah,
think
me
that would be
too.
pretty
Yeah,
cool, actually.
makes sense, kids want toys for Christmas,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, how about you, Emma? Did you have a scene that wasn't a death scene that you particularly liked?
Yeah, I did like when Kyle found the doll while she was on the swing,
Mm.
and then she
Oh,
pulls it out from
Yeah.
under the
yeah.
ground, and
Yeah.
she realizes, oh crap, actually, I think that the boy's telling the truth, because she kind of wants to believe him because he's such a sweet kid, doesn't feel like he's lying.
Mm.
And then when she pulls it out, and then when she goes to the dustbin to lift the lid, and then obviously now she knows that he's telling the
Yeah.
truth. There's a killer doll on the loose. That was really good for me. It's very suspenseful. So I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved the whole Kyle and Andy like relationship,
Mm.
and that
Yeah.
trust. Like, I don't remember anything about Child's Play 3 for some reason, but are either of them in that? I can't remember.
No,
No.
Andy's older.
Oh.
He's gone to like a military camp. And so Chucky's got to find a
Oh.
new little kid to put his soul into, and Andy, as an adult, a young adult, is trying to stop that, trying to save the kid.
Oh, so you don't see Kyle again in any of the sequels? Because again, I've only ever seen 1 and 2.
Is she in the
I think she's
show?
in
I think she's come back.
Oh, is she
one.
in the TV show? Oh, is she?
I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she is, because I've
Yeah.
seen the TV show. That's right, she is, Josh.
Oh, I know. I thought she was really good, and I loved that relationship between them, like that brother and sister relationship. So I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that, I think. Sharon's put rulers were lethal in the 70s, wooden and broke, and then they hit you. That was a funny death. Yeah. Eddie's video said, "Oh my God, I was traumatized. Whenever I saw a teacher with a ruler, I would run." Yeah.
They were quite thick wood and hard, weren't they, actually? But yeah, I can't imagine them killing someone, but maybe.
And then there's someone joined us from Hamburg, Germany.
Oh,
Lucy.
Hello.
So hello, Lucy. Oh, fellow screenwriter.
oh,
Hi, Mark. Mark's there as well, and he says, "Oh
Oh,
my
hey, Mark.
God, you look amazing, terrifying, but amazing." So I felt, because I rewatched the first one and then went into the second one, just so that I could try and, because it's been years since I've seen them. So I feel that Child's Play 2 up the ante a lot on the special effects, especially with Chucky, and the animatronic. So what do you have a special? I'm having one of them days today, just to warn you. Everything's gone wrong. My hairdryer blew up. I've dropped plates.
oh,
I'm having a proper like Friday the
yeah.
13th
Oh,
thing, and I
no.
can't speak. Yeah, so now I'm just can't speak now. So was there any special effects that stood out to you at all? Maybe with Chucky, like his facial expressions and things like that, Emma?
Oh, I love Chucky's facial expressions. Oh, I've just lost an earbud.
Oh,
Because he's put that back in.
I thought you
The
were
Friday the
like, oh,
13th.
I thought you was
Oh.
doing a Chucky facial expression then.
Like it's like isn't he? Like I do. I love his facial expressions. They're brilliant. But I really liked at the end where Kyle sticks the hose in his mouth and he starts blowing up, because he kind of
Oh,
looks like a
yeah.
garbage pail kid.
Yeah.
You know those cards? Yeah, like and so that's what my husband Chris said as well. He's like, oh, garbage pail, and I was like, oh yeah, do you remember those?
Yeah,
So yeah,
I said
used to
that
collect
too,
those.
Kev. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I
Yeah,
used to love them.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
said to
kind of
Kev, I
like
said,
that.
oh, yeah, I liked that as well. So that was good. Oh, bye, Eddie. How about you, Kasha? Was there a special effect that stood out to you for its time or
So
anything?
the for me was the way they handled the animatronics, because the first movie had a person and then they had to cut, and then they had moments with animatronics, but the second movie was 100% animatronics, so there was a lot more work put into that.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to make a animatronic walk in a way that looks realistic, and they made him walk twice, I think, in the movie, one in the closet, one in the factory.
Yeah.
And you need like nine puppeteers just to get that shot, which is crazy if you think about it now, which is all CG and stuff, you know. But back in the day, I read that they spent one single day to film the closet scene where he attacks the school teacher, because they wanted to have the specific like walk and the face, because that face, you know, that close up there is really good for the time.
Oh, yeah.
So they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, that scene when he's coming out of the closet
Yeah.
is really, really good. Sorry, I've got an itch. I'm trying to not to. I wasn't swearing. Yeah, I know. No, that scene out of the closet that was really effective. And I can only imagine how long, as you say, it took them a whole day just to film that one scene. How about you, Josh? Did you have a favourite, like, special effect moment?
It's just, it holds up so well. I think that the facial expressions are just astonishing.
Yeah.
And there's that moment when Kyle is in the car, the cop is looking through the window, and Chucky is sort of sitting next to her, and he just looks like a doll. He's not making any movement whatsoever. And then when the cop goes, the face changes and comes alive.
Yeah.
And you've almost forgotten that he could move. And when he does, you're like, oh shit, because it's just so convincing.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite moment, because it just goes from nothing to a living thing just like in an instant.
And as you say, for its time as well, you know, it's amazing. Like, we've spoke before on chats about like old like puppetry or, you know, the special effects, and you just can't beat it. I just love old style special effects like that. CGI nowadays, just it wouldn't have the same effect, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the scenes that I looked up just to see how they did it, because I was like, oh, just because as well it was one of my favourite death scenes. So the foster dad dying. So I was like, oh, that was pretty cool the way they did it, and they got him to fall down the stairs and things like that with the hook. So apparently they used like the reverse pull trick. So they began the shot in the death position, and then he was pulled like upwards out of the frame by a rope tied around him, and then the footage was just played backwards, creating the illusion of him breaking his neck. And I just thought that was so cool, because nowadays you just CGI it, not go through all the palaver of doing all that, would they? Yeah.
No.
So I was like, oh, that's so cool. I love it. So while Chucky had laughed a few times in the original movie, this is the first film in the series where Chucky's iconic and maniacal. Oh no, I can't say it. Laugh. Yeah, scary.
Yeah. Scary enough.
Introduced. Oh gosh, you'd think I'd practice. So let's hear your best Chucky impression. So it could be a laugh, a saying, anything.
Oh no.
So I think
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna leave this one to the professionals.
So I think Emma should go first as she was Chucky, just for a bit of fun. Go on, Emma.
Oh God, no, Shelley! Oh, we're friends to the end.
Nice.
And the thing is, she doesn't let go of the knife the whole chat yet. She's still.
No, I'm still holding it. I'm just like.
So Kasha's passing. How about you, Josh? Are you going to go for it?
I'd love to try and do his giggle, but I just don't think I'll be able to get high enough. But it's like a. How's it kind of.
Go on, John! Have a go!
When he's just like.
Yeah.
That was so good, and my laugh just actually does sound like him, so I can't do it. But yeah, like friends to the end or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the bit that I always make, because I always think it's so funny how he says it, you know.
Yeah.
But if I do it, it sounds so stupid.
Oh, go on, Kasha. Give it a
try.
Hold on. Hi, I'm Chucky. I'm your friend to the end.
Oh, that's so good. That was amazing. Oh, I love it. Oh,
because I think it's so cute when he says it, you know, especially when he's already like possessed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he's misunderstood Chucky, isn't he? He's a sweetie.
He found himself in a pickle and he just needs to get out of it, you know.
He did kill a load of people through voodoo rituals, you know, but we'll let that go.
Collateral damage.
It's all just part of the course of, you know, being a doll. Oh dear. So it's always quite notoriously difficult to do a sequel, and lots of people say that this is quite a top tier sequel. So do you agree with that? And what are some of your favourite sequels? Because sequels always get a bad rap. Kasha?
So for me, this is my favorite from the franchise, and I think it's because the first one was more straightforward with the story, and it was kind of setting up the rules for the doll and how he became a doll, and you know, all of that. And with the second one, they really got to play with it, and they decided to do something different, and they wanted to show the relationship between Andy and Chucky, and that was the main focus of the film. And I really enjoy that, and I feel like they managed such a good balance between humor and horror, which I think we lost later on. It was just the humor didn't work for me at some point in the franchise, and they lost me. And I feel like this one had the perfect balance between those two, like not too stupid, just for being stupid, which happens later on. Let's not talk about their son. I'm gonna need a volume for that. But my favorite sequels would be The Conjuring 2. I think it's better than the 1.
Oh, I've not watched those yet.
The Purge Anarchy is my favorite Purge, and it was also the second one.
Yeah, totally.
And Hellraiser 2 was also my favorite.
Oh,
I really like the first
controversial.
one. I know, I really love the first one, but Julia and all the Cenobites that you get to see in their wall and stuff is just 2 for me is a little bit more, like, slightly, you know, they're really close, but it's a very strong sequel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are good choices. I'd only recently watched the first Purge. I've never seen it before.
Oh,
So I watched the first one, and now I want to watch the rest now because I liked it. I know it gets a bit of a bad rap sometimes, but I quite
Nice.
enjoyed it.
I like them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you, Emma? Do you think that do you agree like it's a top tier sequel, and do you have any fave sequels?
Yeah, it's my favourite of the franchise as well. I think it's brilliant, and often sequels I think can build on the first one and be better. So my favourite all-time horror is Aliens, and
Oh.
you know, obviously that sequel, people argue over that, but for me, that is the best one. And then obviously Terminator 2, easy,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Um,
100%.
anything
and
by
then
Cameron.
The Living Nightmare, yeah, The Living Nightmare, that is Return to Oz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. Yeah.
That is brilliant. Much
Mm.
darker, amazing.
Yeah. Oh, good choices. How about you, Josh? Do you think this is a top tier sequel, and have you got any
Yeah.
favourites?
Yeah, it's top tier, but it's not. I think my favorite is still Bride of Chucky. I just
Oh,
love
I've not
Tiff.
seen that one.
I love Tiff
You
and
like Tiffany?
Chucky together. They're so funny. I love her. Like, awake, awake, awake. It's just got like the dummies book for dummies or whatever it is, or voodoo for dummies.
Mm.
Yeah, I just love that sequel so much. It's so fun. It is quite silly, but it's also very, very entertaining. And like horror sequels I love are things like Friday the 13th Part 6,
Oh.
which is the much funnier sort of version of Friday the 13th.
Mm.
I love Scream 2 is one of my absolute favorites.
Mm.
What else is there? Oh, Wes Craven's New Nightmare is
Oh,
like a
yeah.
masterpiece.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there's tons. There's so
Mm.
many great sequels.
Yeah. Like, I was trying to think of, you've mentioned some of them. I was trying to think of sequels earlier. So Terminator 2 always comes to mind, like Emma said. And I know it's not horror by any
Yeah.
means, but it depends how you look at it. But Indiana Jones and the Temple of
Uh,
Doom, which is the
oh,
second, in my
It is
opinion, is the
scary.
best one. Yeah, it's the best one. And yeah, me and my brother got banned from watching it when we was younger because we watched it too much. But I do think that is like one of the better Indiana Jones films. But yeah.
And Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars is the same, isn't it?
Oh,
So The Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back is far superior, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
although
And Shaman's
Randy says
put.
that's not a sequel. In Scream 2, Randy's like,
Oh,
not a
yeah,
sequel,
it's
part of the
not a
plan
sequel.
I know. I was
trilogy.
going to say, are you going to bring up Randy? Because
She's got that knife out.
Randy.
You'll be
Oh,
friends
that's
to
a
the
bigger one than
end.
mine, Josh.
Oh dear. Oh God, you two are
I
so
think
scary.
from newer movies, A Quiet Place 2 is quite a good sequel.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it was
Oh, I
really
haven't seen
hard to
yeah.
top the
that.
first movie. It's really hard to top the first one, and I think they did a really good job. You
Yeah.
might like it more or less than the first one, but it's pretty strong. And I mean, Cillian Murphy, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
yeah,
liked the first one. I don't know why I haven't watched the second one yet. But the first one is actually
it's
quite
really good.
scary. The tension in it is just
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
When she's giving birth, oh, God.
Oh,
I love the ending because they went there. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I love it. I love when
yeah.
they dare to do things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just they push the boundary
Yeah.
quite a lot. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to give the sequel a go now. Sharon agrees, Emma, Aliens is better than Alien.
Yep, you're right.
And
Not touching
Sharon also said Evil Dead 2 is better than the first. I never got
Yeah.
past Evil Dead 1, so
That's
I
fair.
can't comment on that. Oh yeah, and Sharon's put Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors is my favourite of that
Yeah.
franchise.
Warriors.
That Emma likes that, don't you? You like Dream Warriors.
The guy
Yeah,
with
that's a good one.
the puppet guy.
Yeah, and coming out of his feet.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Gross.
Oh god, I haven't watched that for years. So I've lost track of where we are. I'm too busy thinking about puppet feet now. Oh dear. So the film series has been plagued over the years. Chucky has been blamed and plagued with accusations of like inciting violence in children, and especially like Child's Play 3 at the time, especially in the UK, it was apparently the inspiration for a couple of murders that took place. So James Bulger and the murder of Suzanne Kappa. So obviously there was a lot of thing around Child's Play 3 at that point, and Tom Holland's response to this, so not Tom Holland as in Spider-Man, but the writer
director from the first movie.
yeah, that's it. Thank you, Kasha. In response to both the murders, and he defended the film, stating that viewers of horror movies could only be influenced by their content if maybe they are unbalanced to begin with.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this? Like, and as Billy and Stu say from Scream, you know, it's all about blaming the movies. So what are your thoughts on being blaming movies for things that happen in real life? Josh?
Yeah, I think it's obviously, you know, real life tragedy is terrible, really, really awful what happened. But I don't fully know that you can blame movies for what happens in real life. I think it's a stretch.
Yeah. And
it's people looking for a scapegoat, I think. You know,
it always around, especially in the 90s, seemed to centre around like Child's Play and Chucky as well. That's my memory of it in the 90s as well. It was got blamed quite a lot for stuff like that.
Well, it wasn't not around like Mary Whitehouse, like Think of the Children, when she was trying to ban films and things like that. And you know, it was like, you know, movies coming into the home, I guess, because of home entertainment. So there was a lot of fear about what people were bringing into their homes and what children could watch, and like obviously that is a concern, but I don't know that is responsible for murder.
No, I agree. How about you, Emma? What do you think?
I agree with Josh. I mean, you'd have to have it psychologically in the back of your mind already there before you'd watch the movie for you to be able to go out and do something like that. And I also think that, you know, it's on the parents a lot of the time as well. Like if you're not watching your children or not knowing what your children are doing, you know, it's not always easy for some parents. I know myself being a parent, it's very hard raising children. But, you know, you've got to know your kid and what your kid can and can't watch and what your kid is doing and, you know, what they're psychologically going on inside there. There would have been some sort of signs, especially with the Bulger Boys incident. Yeah. There would have been signs there that something was going on. And there was. I mean, afterwards they came out and said there was signs. That was one of them was persuaded and the other one was very persuasive. And so I think you can't really blame the movies because none of us, and we all watched them as kids, have grown up to be a psycho killer.
No.
So so I don't think there's any onus on any of the movies at all for that. It has to be sort of your brain's obviously wired that way, and then, you know, whatever's going on in your childhood might trigger it. That's just my idea. I could be wrong.
No, and it's like Mark's just said, it's an easy scapegoat. So while events like that are terrible, the trigger could be a film or it could be a song or an argument or anything. But horror always seems to has to be the scapegoat in those kind of things. And
games often, and shoot 'em up games often as well.
Games get
bad rap.
Get a bad rap. I can't speak to that. But Mark's put, I've watched Cannibal Holocaust and not eaten anyone yet. Very true.
Oh, bless him. Are you sure, Mark? I know you remember.
Yeah. Oh dear. How about you, Kasha? Do you get fed up with horror being blamed for things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I hear the most is not just horror, but also video games. We've had also cases in Spain where I come from, like, this guy was playing, I think it was Final Fantasy, and then he killed his family with a katana. It's like, really? Like, you know, like, it has really no connection. Like, I just think it's an excuse. They're looking for someone to blame or finding somewhere to find a solution to the problem that they have, and most people are just, if they commit such crimes, they are just mentally unstable. And it has nothing to do with the movies that they're watching. I have been exposed to horror for a young age, even though my parents didn't allow me to do it. You always find a way to do it. And I think that, nowadays we're so scared of children seeing horror that we are forgetting to make horror appropriate good movies for children. There is so much more effort put into adult, mature horror, and there is not good enough, intense enough horror for children. And so most kids look for that somewhere else. And we are not helping, with that. We should just give them material that is good for their age appropriate, but intense enough. Children can take a lot more than we think. And I think, because I've seen it with my cousins when they were kids, even the cartoons, everything is just so washed out. It's so Diet Coke. And I'm like, kids are not being like raised up ready for the world, life is intense, we're pretending that everything is like rainbows and butterflies, and it's not. I think we went to the opposite extreme. We have to find a middle ground somewhere. Because I remember cartoons and movies were so dark when I was a kid. They were killing characters and they destroyed you emotionally. Thank you. Never-ending story for all the nightmares.
Wash it down. Wash it down was one, wasn't it? Remember that?
Yeah.
Grow up. That's life. It's like, and now we're making everything so, I don't know, we need to give the kids and the teenagers proper horror. Because I think we're just doing a disservice like this.
Yeah. And I think what you say, Kasha, about saying that, not accessible. I think that's true, because my 13-year-old has asked me to watch certain 18s and I've said no, that one, no. But other ones that are just I've viewed that I know that she could probably do and not get nightmares, I've said yes to. So I've not blanketed said, no, you can't watch anything that's not for your age group if that's a 15. And I've seen it and I think actually she can do that. I'll let her watch it at home in the safety of her home and with me. And if you say a blanket no, they will go looking for it. You're absolutely right. This way she doesn't actually watch the 18s without, or try and look for it on the internet, or ask her sister, can you show me this? 18-year-old sister. So I think you're right that there is you need that for kids, don't you? You need the scary stuff that they can access.
I completely agree, Kasha. Kasha, that was such a good answer.
For president.
It's true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Horror president.
Horror president.
Yes. I'll be taking calls. Thank you, studios. Thank you.
But there does need to be some middle ground, as you say. Even to this day, never-ending story to me just
emotional damage.
me, scares me. Yeah, so we was watching that as kids.
Break it down, put you back together again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we was watching that when we were kids, and we're totally fine.
Look at us, we're having the best time.
Sharon put, there has to be. Oh, Sharon's giving me a big word to say. There has to be propensity to violence. Am I saying that right? To violence in the person, or no, it's just an excuse. Yeah, definitely. And Sharon's put, it's parents who are responsible for what the children watch, which is what Emma was saying. Sharon said it tastes like chicken. I think that was to Mark's cannibal.
Also, it's not the movie's responsibility to teach your children what's right and what's wrong, and what is fiction and what is not. So that's not for the movies to tell. It comes from your parents, your family, your school teachers, everybody. It takes a village to raise children. But it's not the movie's job to tell you what is right, what is wrong. It's fiction. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to explore. They're supposed to push boundaries. But you need to learn what's right and what's wrong at home. So, parents should stop blaming the movie.
Come and ask your parent. Come and talk to your children. I talk to my children all the time. They come to me, Mum. Yes. I saw this on the news, and then I have to go into a whole spiel of, this person on TikTok said this, and I'm like, okay, right, let's unpack it.
Let's go. PowerPoint presentation incoming.
That's one.
So we want Kasha for horror president, and then Emma just to be all of our
Yeah.
moms.
Yeah.
All of our moms. That's what we
Education
want.
Yeah.
secretary.
Yeah, education
Yeah.
section. Yes, yes.
I'll just be the cheerleader.
The big
I'll
knife.
I'll,
Cleaver.
I'll just be the person
I'll be the
who tries.
bodyguard.
Oh, yeah. I'll be the person who tries to say all the big words and can't. So
Communications expert.
communications. Oh dear. Mark's put, wasn't it later shown that the kids involved in the Bulger case hadn't watched the film?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And yeah, everyone's saying Sharon's put a spot on Kasha. And Karen's put, yeah, kids need opportunities to build their tolerance for things. They find it hard to watch, so they don't panic when life is hard. Karen, and then Karen also says, point horror books gave me a solid coping mechanism for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sharon's put, life is a horror. Kids need to know how to deal with that. Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, Mark put, yeah, you all look perfectly well adjusted on my screen. Oh dear. So what? So obviously there's been like Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and then the TV series, which I haven't watched yet, but everyone keeps telling me to. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to get round to that. So what do you think sets the whole franchise apart from other franchises that made it stand out and made Chucky such a horror icon, right back from the 80s? Josh?
The thing that always really strikes me about the Chucky series is just how aware, is it Don Mancini, the writer, and he went on to become director. He's just so aware of like what the fans want, what the fans enjoy, and he knows how much we love the characters that he's created. So he's constantly bringing back these characters. So Andy comes back at the end of Curse of Chucky, number 6.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
I think
30 years old by that point, but he's like right at the end of the film as like a really lovely sort of little gift from Don Mancini to the fans. And then, you know, with Kyle coming back in the TV series, and the TV series brings back pretty much everybody from previous films. Brad Dourif's daughter, she was the star of like 6 and 7, and she's back in the series. I think that's just like, it keeps rewarding fans over and over and over again. It knows who the fans are, what they want, and it's able to give them what they want. Which I think is why it's endured for so long.
Yeah. I like that, and I like that in horror films as well, when it just gives you like a little gift every time. How about you, Kasha? Why do you think that it's like stood the test of time? Chucky is just well-known horror icon now. He's famous.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with Josh that they are looking at what, you know, people like about the movies. And also it was the first full-length film that had a doll serial killer, that it was like that. Before, it was only ventriloquists and puppeteers, and mostly the dolls were not even possessed. It was the ventriloquist, you know, the guy controlling it, that was the murderer, stuff like that. And there were only like maybe short stories in anthologies, but we never had an animatronic like serial killer doll like we had. So people were shocked when they saw the first movie. They were not used to this type of film. So I think that's why it really gave such a boost at the first, you know, to the first movie, because people had not seen that before. And I think they were very smart with the choices they made also for the design of the doll and everything, you know, taking the color of the hair because it's supposed to be evil, you know, like they put so much detail into the doll itself, and they made it like cute but creepy in a really good way. And it was like a doll that could be in anybody's house at the time, because the doll existed. They just modified it a little bit. You know, the good guy exists. It's just they changed it a little bit. So I think that's part of why people really love him, because it's like Scream. You had never seen a movie like that before, and when it came out, everybody was shocked and loved it. And it has stood, you know, like in time we're still getting Scream movies. So
yeah.
I think it has to have a huge impact from the get-go so that it sticks also well with people. And I think Chucky managed to do that by being the first one to do that, what they did, especially with the second one, all the animatronics they brought to the screen and everything. It's something that was at the time challenging, for the special effects departments.
And I guess it's quite hard nowadays to do. There's always a thing about original horror.
Yeah.
So they say that I haven't seen it yet, but that Talk to Me, is it
Oh,
with the hand?
Yeah, Talk
That's
to Me.
meant to be like,
Yeah.
I've heard it's
on
like
Netflix,
more original.
so,
Oh, is it?
I watched it
Check
3
that
times.
Oh, wow. I'm
So
going to be
good.
watching that then. But they say like it's, at last there's some like original horror coming out. So I'll have to check that out actually.
Yes.
So like we need that original horror just to, maybe set off another path for another 20 years of something new kind of thing. How about you, Emma? Why do you think we're still talking about Chucky to this day and he's just so recognizable? Why do you think that is?
I agree with what everybody said, and I think like the good guy's outfit is so iconic. I mean, it's like you were saying, it is just you instantly recognize it. So you recognize the red hair, you recognize the little blue overalls and the little stripy top instantly. You know that's Chucky. There's nothing else like it. You're right. There's nothing else like it out there. But also his catchphrases and the fact that he did laugh maniacally. And, he was quite funny in his kills as well as he was evil. And, that whole character makes it. And you can make so much merchandise out of him. And I think that is what stands the test of time, isn't it? Because if you think of people like, for instance, my friend Annabelle's book, Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, the hook was bloodthirsty unicorns because we hadn't seen bloodthirsty unicorns. So instantly she got £1 million deal on that because no one's seen it, and it has been really, really popular because, like you say, it's new. It's a twist on something. We know about dolls.
Yeah.
We didn't know about this doll. We know about unicorns. We didn't know about that type of unicorn. So I think it's something that everybody knows, but you've put your own twist on it.
Yeah.
So that's
something
why
original.
I think it does so well. Original twist on a doll. Like this is a killer doll. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Sharon's put it goes back to thinking toys are alive. It's a nightmare come to life. Very, very clever. And I just wanted to quickly ask you what you thought of this as well. So, obviously, we've never had like some film franchises. They'll put their character in space, or they've been dragged into like a gladiator style ring, or pitched against another horror icon. So we've never had that, but I saw something about Chucky versus Megan coming up. So I don't know whether you've seen this, and I don't know whether it's real or what, but there was some article about they might be doing a Chucky versus Megan. So what are your thoughts on this, Kasha?
So I'm not opposed, but I think it's complicated because you have 2 iconic dolls and they all are going to fight for the same space. And I don't know if you can do justice to both. They're very different, but also I don't think I have the same fun if 2 icons are fighting against each other as when they are killing people. Which I guess is also why, Jason vs. Freddy is also not one of my favorites. Because I don't want them fighting each other. I want them killing people. And, it just loses a little bit like that moment of this icon, this killer, it turns more into a mockery at times, because they poke fun at the things that they can do, the weaknesses. And I think it kind of loses the essence of the character in a way. I don't know. It's just, I don't see it going well, but never say never.
So maybe if they like teamed up together and did double the amount of kills, maybe it might work. Yeah. What do you think, Josh? Have you seen Megan or?
Yeah, I loved Megan. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
What do you think about them team? Maybe versus.
Similarly, I've never really enjoyed versus films. Like, I kind of liked Alien versus Predator. I know that's a bit controversial, but I thought it was fun. Freddy versus Jason, I didn't really care
No.
for. I've tried to watch it so many times, and every time I think it's going to be sort of like bombastically brilliant, and then it just sort of is okay and nothing else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not super. I'd rather just watch Chucky. To be honest.
Yeah. How about you, Emma? What do you think? You've seen Megan, have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Megan. I don't like Megan as much as Chucky, and I don't know whether that's because my childhood was Chucky or whether I just prefer the foul-mouthed redhead
Yeah.
to the blonde, polite blonde.
Yeah.
But you know, my husband's a foul-mouthed redhead, so don't tell him I said that. But yeah, no, I think versus films don't work for me either. I didn't like Freddy versus Jason. I didn't like Alien versus Predator. It wasn't for me. It took me out of the world. So they're in their own little worlds, and then you're taking me out of that world. It doesn't work. So
Yeah.
I agree that, you know, it would be better if they were teaming up and killing people, like Kasha was saying. But I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that if they were fighting against each other, it would be fun. No, I don't want to see these. I'm not bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
I
also
agree.
felt like Megan kind of pulled quite a few of her punches. Like she could have killed a lot more people than she actually did.
Yeah.
Whereas Chucky just goes for it, you know.
Yeah,
So
there is an
there's no
unrated
balance.
version of Megan.
Oh.
It's on the Blu-ray. It's an unrated version because I think they wanted PG-13 for the cinema, but there is a different cut of the movie.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Interesting.
Mistake. They should have gone with the
'Cause-
other cut.
They
Yeah,
should have
Blumhouse,
done.
you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing, this is controversial, but I watched Megan and it was okay, but I wasn't like. I think. Do you know what I think it was? I think it was that hyped, and I was so excited to watch it that then it just didn't live up to what I thought the hype was about. So I didn't fully enjoy it as much as I probably should have. But maybe it's because they toned it down and I need to watch this other version.
Yeah.
So maybe I might
Have you seen
to
what you guys think of the remake of Child's Play? Because I was scared at the beginning, but then I actually enjoyed it. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion.
I really liked it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, okay.
I think they kept like all the basics, but they modernized the story and what Chucky is in a modern world, like what it would be now, you know, with the technology that we have. And it was gorier, so it was, you know, win-win situation. So I really enjoyed the remake. I was like, oh, I don't know, you know, you're always like scared, but actually I really enjoyed that remake. I'm normally against remakes, and that one I really liked.
Oh,
I think it's brilliant.
I do need to watch it because, as I say, I've only ever seen 1 and 2. I've probably seen clips of others over the years, but I've never. But I think I really, really just want to watch them all through now.
Now that you
and then onto the TV series, So, I might do that. So, it's good to hear that the remake is good because normally, as you say, they
double trouble. It's win-win,
not
really,
very good.
isn't it? It's like you've got the original Chucky and you've got the remake.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. And Sharon's put, I want to see checkout Chucky customer service kills.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
And Cameron's put, I normally avoid horror as I'm a wuss with movies, but Megan was a fab movie. Oh, okay. So Karen liked Megan. It's just me.
It wasn't that scary then, obviously.
I
just watched Five Nights at Freddy's and I was disappointed.
Oh no!
I was disappointed.
No, my kids want to see that.
Oh, I really want to see that.
My kids.
I was so let down by the movie. I nearly fell asleep at the end.
Oh no!
I went to they had like a special movie night for members, and they did like a quiz at the beginning, and I got 10 answers right out of 10.
Oh,
like I was sweating. I was like, if I fail this test. No, but you know, I had high expectations for the movie, but I think they forgot that it was supposed to be a horror movie.
Oh no,
that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean it's PG-13, but there's a lot you can do with PG-13. So, but some people really loved it, so I guess it's a 50-50 thing.
Is it PG-13 in Spain? It's a 15 over here.
No, I've watched it here in the Netherlands.
Oh,
I live in the Netherlands.
In the UK, it's 15, I think.
I think
Because
it's PG-13.
my youngest was moaning. She was like, "Can I not go?" You know, and I said, "Well, you're tall enough. They probably think you're 16." But I don't know if they ID these days. I have no idea. Well, you know, when we were kids, we just snuck in. But
I think we might have different ratings because I think here they have 12 and then they jump to 16 and 18. I think.
Oh, okay. Right.
So
Right.
probably because
Yeah,
it's not 16 yet, they have to put it on the 12.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
You know, I think. I don't know, but
to fly to the Netherlands and watch it.
Somebody just fell behind me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It just scared me to death. That's why it was like
weird things happening.
Yeah. Today, honestly, I'm cursed today. Like weird things keep happening today. But that's such a. I do want to see Five Nights at Freddy's, but yeah, I was expecting like blood and gore and. I don't really know that much about it, but yeah, that's what I was
Shelley, it's all jump scares.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, have you not played the game?
No, I just know the characters because I remember Corey used to play it.
We need to talk about it when you guys have watched it because I don't want to say things because I don't want to spoil anything, but we have to talk once you've watched it.
I'll let you know when I've watched it. Cameron's put, I've just read the graphic novel of Five Nights at Freddy's, and oh my god, I'm never watching that as a TV or movie. Sharon said she was bored too with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh no! Let's tell my girls.
Oh yeah, I'll have to give it a watch.
Or maybe you'll enjoy it more now that you have lowered your expectations. You know, sometimes it works in a positive way.
Yeah, it does. Like that's like with Megan, I was like expecting I don't know what I was expecting, but it just didn't live up to the hype in my head. But maybe if I've lowered my expectation, then I'll enjoy it more. You never know. Oh well, thanks guys. This has been such a good chat. I loved it, and thank you for suggesting Child's Play 2 because it was such a nostalgic trip for me.
We love that.
Emma, they like Child's Play socks.
So
yeah, I got it for my birthday.
Nice.
I'll show you them.
It's been Emma's birthday on it was on Friday, wasn't it?
Friday, yeah.
27th? Yeah.
27th.
Oh, happy birthday.
Got these socks. Thank you.
Nice.
I had to show you them because they're just so cool.
But no, it's been such a good chat, and I'm so glad. When I asked Kasha to join us, she was like, "It's one of my favourites." So, and I can tell.
Obviously,
got such good facts.
Obviously,
yeah. I'm so glad that the doll didn't move, and it was only my lights that fell down.
You don't know if the eyes have been checking you out.
Well,
because
I have to watch back on the replay.
I have friends that says they're not coming to my house because I have this type of dolls. And I am planning. I'm gonna get a life-size Chucky. I've been planning it all my life. I'm gonna get a life-size Chucky.
Wow.
They do sell them. They are not super cheap, but that's one of my bucket list things. One day it's gonna happen. I'm gonna put it in my room.
Oh my gosh!
I'd love to see
that. But thank you, Kasha, for being our special guest, and do check out Kasha's brilliant YouTube channel and all the fab TikToks that you've been doing lately.
Yes.
Just make me laugh.
I apologize in advance for that. I apologize. I've been slightly addicted to red wine, red blue.
I was going to say,
only
watched it today.
I am in rewatch number 76 at the moment, so I'm doing well. Mentally, fab. Physically, perfect. So, yeah.
So we need to get on and watch that, definitely.
Yeah.
So do check out Kasha's channel and TikTok. It's just so funny. Kasha makes me laugh. And so insightful about horror as well. I learned a lot from Kasha's YouTube. So, yeah. And do check out Burn the Negative by Joshua Winning. What that was then. And obviously the shadow glass. And then Emma's got some short stories in these twisted collections, and with Christmas coming up, pretty perfect. So do check them out. And Emma has not dropped that knife the whole chat. I've seen it in your hand the whole way through.
toy.
Oh, but thanks, guys, and thanks to everyone who joined in and put comments up as well. And we're going to go and try and wash our makeup off now.
It's going to
And
take a
Yeah.
while.
yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks
Thanks,
for the
Thank you,
guys.
chat.
guys. Thank you
Happy
so
Bye.
much.
Happy
Bye,
Halloween.
everyone. Thank
Halloween.
you.
Ooh.
Happy
Bye.
Halloween. Bye.
Bye.